What up, guys? Robert BobbyGitr Hansen here again today with BobbyGitr peppers and discs and Team Infinite discs. And the first thing I want to say is, why is there still so much freaking snow out here? Ugh. Anyway, today what we're doing is testing out some new discs I got in the mail from Infinite Discs. Some of these are definitely going in the bag, some are backups, some are stuff I just wanted to test out that are hopefully going to make the bag. So today I'm going to be comparing them to stuff that I already have or throw to see if they'll work as a replacement or maybe even better. Let's check it out. Let's take a look at today's competitors. First, we have some new swirly S-line Aztecs, which I'm hoping are just stable enough more than my first run iBlend Aztec, which is now getting way flippy. So I'm hoping that these will just be a little more stable than that, but still have some decent turn. Next, we have my most overstable outlaw and enemy versus the Infinite Discs Slab. I'm hoping this one is crazy beef, and these two go a little farther, so that I can have a consistent replacement for my most overstable outlaws, especially since I threw my favorite outlaw in a lake last summer. So, it'd be much nicer if I just get some slabs for that spot. And then finally, I've been throwing the Infinite Discs Inca, which is based, I think, on the Ontario rock or something like that. So these are just going to be testers to see how similar they fly to these other ones. All right, let's get going. Real quick, I am going to apologize. I tried desperately to make my kids or wife film so we could get some good zoom-ins. It didn't happen. So I'm going to set the camera a little differently this time. You'll see less of me, thank God, and more of the actual shots. Okay, so I think I'm just going to throw straight over the camera. We'll see what happens. The first one you're going to see is my super beat-in Aztec. It should have some pretty vigorous turn. Let's check it out. So I don't know how well you could see that, but it definitely started turning, kind of soft fade at the very end. Keep in mind, right now I've got about a 10-mile-an-hour tailwind. So when I turn around the other way, we should be into a headwind, and you'll see that turn even more pronounced. Let's try the others. Now for its brothers. Okay, so through a couple of throws, some of which I haven't filmed, the green Aztec actually seems to be considerably stabler. Whereas the blue seems to fly very similar to the blue one I already had. Now, so far, all of these throws are probably 50 to 70% power. I'm not ripping on them as hard as I can, because I'm trying to focus on ripping them on the same line, on the same angle, to try to get as accurate a flight path as possible. But maybe towards the end, I'll just rip them as hard as I can. So coming up on my throws, I see the new one's a little short of the beat-in one, but they're basically the exact same plane. So that just seconds the fact that I said they're similar stabilities. And then way over here to the left, actually a little bit farther than the other two, but not much. But much straighter, and then some stable finish at the end is this green guy. Okay, so now we're going into a straight headwind. I'm gonna throw the flippy guys first. I expect them to turn really hard, maybe even cut roll. I'm hoping the green one fights it a little bit more. We'll see. So that turned into a roller without me even trying to turn it into a roller. All right, here comes Greenie. So here's first bluey that turned over super hard. Again, I'm trying to throw these all the same. So here's Greenie. If you could see, it had started turning and it didn't quite cut roll like the others, but it didn't quite hook up either. So it just kind of landed flat over here, but that's into a headwind. And holy crap, like I said, this is trying to throw it on the exact same angle and everything as I have been. This one I threw a little higher than the first bluey, but it rolled all the way up here. Goodness. Okay, so first take, Aztecs going in the bag. They're doing exactly what I wanted them to. They're flying a little understable, but I didn't need them to be stable. That's what I throw the Legacy Vengeance for. My fear was these were going to be too stable. So I'll either put the blue one and the green one both in the bag and take out my beat up one for a bit, or I'll leave the beat up one for a super flippy one and keep the green one. Figure that out later, but so far, going good. All right, next we've got the beefy boys. These versus the slabs. All of these I'm going to be throwing on a slightly forced over Annie forehand, because that's what I want them for. Cool. Here comes the enemy. Here comes the outlaw. Again, I'm not throwing these very hard. I'm just throwing them forehand on some angle, partially because I haven't warmed up enough to throw super hard rips yet. All right. Next, we're going to do this slab. This should be the most overstable of them, I think. Interesting. All right, now it's for the eye blend. That might work. That might work. So I was a little surprised at how much those eye blends flipped over into that headwind. Again, I was throwing them over on an angle, which is not the best for a headwind anyway, but I wanted to see how they would battle. Whereas you could probably see the outlaw enemy and the metal flake slab all fought back very hard. Another fun note, when I put my discs down to flick them back at the camera, I almost threw them directly on a huge pile of dog poop, missing only by inches. Okay. All right, this time, rather than try to force over on them softly, I'm just gonna throw them kind of flat, with a lot of power. See if those I-blends will work out as an overstable distance driver more so than a utility disc. I'm going to throw these all in the same order as last time, just harder and flatter. I can't remember which one I did first. Here's the enemy. God, that thing's so overstable. You have to force over on it. Right, here comes the outlaw. That slipped out. We just won't show that maybe. All right, here comes slab number 1. That's so nice. I really like that. All right, I blend slab number 1. That was nice. That's probably about 350. Maybe less. All right, here comes the other eye blend. I've got to dry it off a little bit. Also, hopefully not slip and fall on my ass this time, which you guys didn't see. Ha ha ha. That was pretty nice. So I've picked up all the others, but I'm coming up on the good ones, the I blend, the distance shots, and they're about even with each other. So yeah, that's right in that 325 to 350 foot range, which is probably what I would be using these for, is about 350 foot forehands. Let's see if I can throw them back on a hyzer. Okay, here goes pink slab. Into headwinds, flat, slight hyzer maybe. Okay, that's gonna be like 250. That thing's beefy. Okay, here comes I blend number 1, slight hyzer into a headwind. It's flipping up. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna try to throw this one a little flatter and see if it can go farther but not flip over this time. Flipping, fight back, fight back, fight back, fight back. Yeah, okay. All right, so I think the slab is gonna work out for what I want it to be. I'm a little surprised how, I'm a little surprised how flippy those I blend are out of the box. Still solid fade at the end, so I think they're gonna work for what I need, but I might need more based on how quick they beat in. The other one, fantastic. Might have to end up keeping either the enemy or the outlaw in my bag. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, all of those flew very nicely. So we'll have to bag them for a few rounds and see how it goes. So there's the goalpost, here's the slab. That's usually what I'm looking for when I'm looking at overstable. It's something I can throw as far into the headwind as out of it, potentially. Not too bad. All right, last but not least, I have these Incas. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on these. I'm just gonna throw my old ones followed by my new ones and see how they fly. Some of these are gonna be in my bag regardless, and I just like having lots of mid-ranges because they're the primary thing I use when I'm working on form in field work. And they're just good for warming up, field work shots, throwing. Mid-ranges and putters are good. They should be most of your bag or none of it. I don't know, up to you. Let's throw them. This one should be the flippiest one. It's going right, but not turning over, ended nice and flat. This should be the second flippiest one, but let's try to keep it over the camera this time. Yeah, so straight. Incas are so straight. This one actually has fade to it, so let's see if it fades. That was on a little bit of hyzer, but see, it's fading. It's fading. All right, and these two are the same plastic as that one. We're trying to throw them flat, 50%. Yeah, see, just a little more hookup than that D-line. That's nice. That's a nice little flight there. That's exactly what I wanted out of that. That one I threw harder. And it still got a little hookup at the end. Good stuff. All right, that is all for today. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go out throwing some shots to rock music. I'll try to put some labels of what I'm throwing and why. And check in next time. Put a comment. I'm either going to probably do reviews of what the best fields are to do field work in town, or I'll show you some shots I would use these discs for. Stay spicy. Throwing Incas as far as I can. I'm getting really worried about this. Yeah. Come back, 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 come back. Let's throw one of these deep ones. No! Ah! Little nose up, but... Right, slabs thrown back. That came out early. It's way up. Slab thrown back. Alright. More stable Aztec versus less stable Incas. Super beefy slab. Super beefy outlaw. I should try this on. Slab back.